are a force to be reckoned with.
It doesn't matter if we're leading worship to 10,000 or we're leading worship to just 10. It's about seeding the atmosphere with prophetic worship so that God can begin to do what he wants to do in that moment, in and through us. And so that's what I try to do even on Sundays, is to just seed the atmosphere before my dad gets up and releases the word, because I believe what I'm doing is just stirring it up in our spirits and stirring it up in our church and in our people, so that when he releases the word, it can go forth and take root.
Awesome. So tell us some testimonies or encounters that have happened during worship. I mean, I bet you all kinds of signs and wonders have happened in your church.
Absolutely. I remember one time we were having a wonderful service under the bridge, and the homeless are very transient, and a lot of times they don't engage in what's happening in the church service, if you will, that we're holding. And this one individual, he had come over and over, but always got his food and sat on the periphery there. One particular service, though, on a Tuesday night, he heard the word and he came and he fell in the altars and he began to weep and he gave his life to Christ. But because they're transient, we don't see them, very often, or sometimes we'll see him for a season and then we don't see him after that. And so it was maybe a year later, a man came and visited and he said, "Bet you don't remember me, do you?" And it turns out that his name is Jeff Stultz, and God radically changed him, delivered him from meth. He was a drug dealer. He got clean. He became a part of Celebrate Recovery, and now he's the regional director for Celebrate Recovery, I believe in South Carolina. And so we've seen God transform many, many, many lives through the power of worship and the word right there under the bridge.
Oh, that's incredible. I love that. And I've heard of even like angels showing up during worship and singing with people. And I've heard that before too. It's like, who's singing? It was like the most beautiful a cappella, acoustic, nobody was out of tune, worship you've ever heard. And it's like, nobody here is even singing at this moment. They were just doing worship. And then we all heard it. I mean, I just love that. That worship can be so powerful that even the angels will come down and sing and worship with us,
Absolutely.
And
I believe
seen
that.
Like gold dust, fall on people and feathers. And just the heavy presence of the Lord, where it just saturates it. All you can do is just fall down.
Yeah.
I love that type of worship.
Me too. Powerful.
Yeah. And you're also a songwriter. So how did you start writing songs? Did it start like, in the prophetic atmosphere and you got downloads, and how did all that come about?
Well, so my grandfather, his name is Joel Hemphill, and they were the singing Hemphills in the 70s and in the 80s. And he wrote many really well-known Southern gospel songs. So if anyone is familiar with Southern gospel, it'd be songs like "He's Still Working on Me" or "Master of the Wind" or "Consider the Lilies." And my mother has written many songs as well. And so I grew up traveling some with my grandparents and then traveling with my parents. And I'll never forget, it sounds really fantastical to tell you, but I was 3. I was 3 years old, and I was sitting on the pew with my dad, watching my mom sing. And she always sang right before my dad got up and preached in these churches that we were evangelizing. And it was the first time I've ever heard the voice of the Lord, but I remember it like it was yesterday. And the Lord spoke to me and he said, "I want you to sing like your mom." That's all he said. And after the service, I told my parents, I said, "The Lord spoke to me and this is what he said." And they were like, "Well, you're 3. But I remember it, and I'm 37 today. And so they began to foster that gift in me to sing and to write songs. And because my mom and my grandfather were such gifted songwriters and still are, they began to teach me all of the mechanics about verses and choruses and bridge and rhyming schemes. And I can't believe that they were teaching, a 5, 6, 7-year-old that kind of information. No. But it gave me the foundation and the building blocks for now. What I hear in the spirit, then I can put into those kind of forms and allow other people to access it and to sing it. So it started then, but I think it's bloomed into something just much bigger now.